Welcome back to the Mark and Mitch show. It has been a while, Mark, that we have spoken because we have been super busy doing interviews for both
Yeah.
Talking Rock and Rock Talk with Mitch Lafon. But here we are. And you, last night or recently, got to see Judas Priest in New Jersey and the return of Glenn Tipton. That is,
Yes. Wow. What
yeah.
what an amazing emotional moment. And they mixed the set list up, and that was because they wanted these three songs together, I guess. Metal Gods, Breaking the Law, and of course Living After Midnight, which was the encore. So the band left the stage, and then Glenn Tipton walked on stage, stood center stage, before the rest of the guys came out, and the place just went nuts. Rob Halford never even said Glenn's name. It was wild, but of course we all knew who he was, and we're just so glad he was there and looked great and sounded great. He was playing. I think he even did the little solo for Living After Midnight. Great to see Glenn back on the stage with Judas Priest. What a fun night, and what a great tour. As you know, Black Star Riders just blew the doors off the place. Right at 7 o'clock they go on, followed by Saxon at 8, and Priest came on about 9:15 from what I remember. So this tour is a tour that cannot be missed. And I know you saw Black Star Riders and Saxon on one of their solo dates.
Yeah, I saw them at the Chance in Poughkeepsie. What an incredible night that was. Don Jameson was there, and we hung out all night and we spoke about stuff. And I got to go on the Black Star Riders bus and talk to Scott Gorham for an hour, which is like, whoa, like, he really is sort of like rock royalty coming from Thin Lizzy and all that. But what a great night that was. I got there for the sound check, and I got to see Saxon. Saxon ran a nearly 3-hour sound check. They started at about 3:30. I left at
Wow.
5:30, and by 6:30 is what I'm told they finished. So I think they played their
Wow.
set twice, quite frankly. But it was
Yeah.
great. It was such a great evening, and of course coming down from Montreal, the weather in Poughkeepsie was so much nicer. You have grass. We're still on 18,000 feet of snow, so you know, it was great. Absolute great stuff. And Black Star just delivered. Just they deliver the goods. And by the way, you mentioned Living After Midnight just before. Fun fact: March 20th, 1980 is when that single was released. So there you go.
Wow. Wow. That's wild. So
Yeah.
20, let's see, what, 20, 30, 30, 38 years to the date where Glenn Tipton appeared on stage last night. Wow. Great stuff.
Yeah. See. So there you go. And of course, Richie Faulkner was 2 months old at the time. So,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He was born in January of 1980. So just quickly,
Wow.
what are your impressions of Richie? I think the world are sort of we all have our impressions that he's just the perfect fit. But what was it like for you to see him and Sneap, Andy Sneap, and
Yeah. And I'll be totally honest here, and Richie, I think is great. I've seen him with the band before. When he first joined, I was like, I don't know, but he's won me over 100%. He's got the sound. He plays perfectly. He's got the right attitude. He loves this style of music, obviously, and not to sound like a poser, but he's got the look. I
yeah,
mean, he comes out with the shades on and the great hair and the leather outfit, which for me, Andy is he really sounded great, and I had so much fun at the show last night. There was just at first seeing him with kind of that like hipster beard and not really much hair up top, and they did leather him up. I noticed on some of the YouTube clips at the first show he didn't really have all the leather gear that he had last night, but I felt like it's a different person on stage who maybe has a slightly different look than you'd expect from
from
Judas
Priest.
Priest.
Yeah,
All that aside, the guy did excellent with the guitars. I didn't hear one bum note out of him. It did seem Richie did a lot more of the solos, which was fine with me, and big props to Andy Sneap,
yeah,
for going out there and doing it. It's just all I'm trying to say. It's a little jarring seeing somebody you're not used to up on that stage in that
yeah.
Glenn Tipton position, and it's it's hard a little hard to get past that at first.
At
But
first.
3 songs in, I was past it.
You're like, oh, there's four priest guys and an Arctic monkey. What's he doing there, right?
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of got that New York City, Brooklyn hipster look about him, but which is fine.
But he's such a great producer. I mean, you look at what he did with Accept, and now, of course, this wonderful piece of wonder here. Uh,
Yeah.
Man, I would love to see Metallica and or Kiss hire Andy Sneap and put out an album because I think Metallica still have a lot to say, and I think they're just getting the wrong producers to say it. And I think
Yes.
Kiss is sort of putting themselves in a box by having Paul do it. And it's no offense to Paul. I love Paul, but I think every band, not just Kiss, needs an outside set of ears to say, that's working, that's not working, try this. And I think Andy would take Kiss to that next level. I mean, can you imagine him producing Eric Singer on drums and producing Tommy? He could
Right. Yeah.
create magic, absolutely create magic. So let us quickly move over here to Kiss because we always love talking about Kiss. A lot of
Yes.
vault
Yeah.
experiences happening with Gene Simmons. He's had Bruce Kulick out, Eric Singer's been out, Ace Frehley's been out, and now he's sort of completing the puzzle. He's got Vinnie Vincent coming out and Peter Criss. Um, has Gene done the vault reunion tour and left Paul on the side? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's odd that Paul hasn't shown up to one. I mean, it's now become awkward.
right.
All these ex Kiss members, and I would almost guarantee Paul has been invited, but he's chose to stay out of it. So it
Yeah.
definitely makes you speculate and think about what's going on between those two guys.
But he's done it
Son,
before, with Gene Simmons'
okay.
Family Jewels. He didn't want to appear on that TV show for many many years.
Yeah, he
Um,
did eventually, right at the
Eventually,
wedding, I
at
think.
the
Yeah,
wedding, right? So, and probably begrudgingly, uh,
right.
but whatever. That's fine. Wait till Paul does the Paul Vault experience. You know, I'm just surprised that the Vault experience exists because those essentially are Kiss songs, and they could have, after they retired, mined all those songs on multiple Kiss releases, and now they
Yeah.
sort of can't.
Yes.
Uh, so and that hurts both Paul and Gene in terms of the partner. Anyway, whatever. Uh, Still, it's exciting. Peter Criss is going to be fun to see. I thought for sure he was the one that was going to hold out. He did retire. He did his I'm not performing anymore retirement tour thing last year, and now here he is. So that's great to
And
see.
Mitch, and Mitch, what has he said? He said I briefly read something, and it sounded to me like he was almost downplaying it a little bit, saying he wouldn't be there very long, but he was going to stop by, which I thought was
Right.
a little. I don't know. It seemed a little weird that he would just stop by and wave for the fans and leave and not hang out. But that was the vibe I got, at least what he was saying. Maybe when it actually happens, it'll be different. But is that the vibe you got?
Yeah, I mean that's what he said. He said I'm coming in and coming out. I'm sort of dropping in to say hello. But I guess that's fine to say that. I mean, he's over 70 years old. I'm sure he doesn't want to spend 8 hours, you know, talking about Kiss and he comes in for an hour, half an hour, takes a couple of pictures, tells a couple of stories, and out. It seems reasonable, and I think it was fair to offer that as a warning that you're getting a little something special because I know fans.
Okay.
He he comes in for half an hour or an hour and says, "Hey, I'm here." And then the next day online, it's going to be, "Oh, Peter was such an ass. He left." And it's like you can't win. You can't
Yeah.
win. So
Yeah.
I think it
Right.
doesn't hurt him to say, "Listen, I will be there, but it's going to be hi, thank you, Gene, and off I don't know. I think it's fair, you know, because you can't win. You can't win, you know.
Right.
But
I
but
hear
he's
you.
there. And Vinny, I'm excited about the Vinny appearance because I don't know the last time when Gene and Vinny were in a room together. Who knows? For the last 10 years, they might have been having lunch every Saturday. We don't know. But as a fan,
Right.
just looking at the public perception, it's these guys haven't been in a room for 25 years. Is it going to be awkward or is it going to be hugs and kisses? You know, that'll be a fun vibe. And we'll see. We'll see. There's the Kiss cruise coming up. We'll see what happens, and hopefully. I mean, I know there's a pre-party with Four by Fate for the Kiss Cruise coming up, and it'll be fun. All these guys, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And what another random kind of Kiss thing that seemed to pop up was this picture of Eric and Ace in the recording studio. Do we
Yeah.
have any additional information on that or thoughts on that?
The only thing I've heard, and I saw that picture of Eric and Ace, and even the guys in the Kiss world tweeted that out and put that on their Facebooks. I'm not sure exactly what they were recording. I would love to think that it's a Japanese 2000 farewell tour uh, live show that they're fixing up, but that's just, dreams. The word that I got is that Ace is recording some kind of album and that Eric was playing on it.
So, yeah, so probably most likely for Ace's album.
That's what I'm told, but
Speculation. Yeah.
total speculation. I mean, you cannot run with
Right.
that as a quote, Mitch Lafon said, because Mitch Lafon said, "This is what I heard by somebody on the internet." So,
Right.
but
I hear
but
you.
yeah, Ace. I mean, it's funny if you look at it. You've had like I said before, Gene in a room with Ace, Gene in a room with Eric and Bruce, and now you have Ace and Eric, and now you have Vinnie and Peter and Gene. It's like everybody's come together, and the Eric and Ace thing was apart from the Gene thing. Where's Paul? Right?
Yeah.
We run around saying,
Yeah.
"Where's Izzy?" But now we should be running around saying, "Where's Paul?"
Right. And it is interesting because we know Gene is doing a couple songs with Ace on this upcoming record.
Yeah.
I wonder if Eric is providing the drums to one of those songs, which would practically make it a Kiss song. Gene, Eric, and Ace on a song. That would be amazing.
It would be. I mean, it would be. I mean, that's the one lineup where they did those Japanese shows, those farewell shows where Eric took over for
Australian too, right?
Australia. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the East. I think was there New Zealand too? Anyway, they did
I think
those
so.
ones, and you look at those videos, and I have a couple of those shows on bootlegs. That is such a killer lineup. That's the lineup I actually would love to see ride out the history. But anyway,
And in the books, believe it is in Gene's book, he actually speaks highly of that short little era of history, if you will, saying that when Peter left the band, suddenly he felt Ace kind of stepped it up when Eric Singer was with them on that. So yeah, definitely an interesting little anomaly in Kiss history there, which
look
I
at
would
that
love to see.
anomaly. You threw in an Ace Frehley
Yeah,
album
yeah,
plug. Yeah, well done. That was
There
good.
there you go.
Anyway, we'll see. We've got all this stuff coming up. We've got the Kiss cruise, and who knows what's going to happen by November 1st? Will we have some kind of exciting announcement? Will there be some kind? I mean, we'll see where we go after. Right, the Kiss cruise is end of October, so we'll see Halloween, November 1st onwards. What the world of Kiss brings us. I know that they've trademarked the end of the road, so will it be the end of the road by then? Who knows? Right now, it's exciting. It's exciting seeing those pictures show up on your Facebook page or on Twitter. Here's Ace and Peter together. Here's Ace
Yes.
and Vinny and Gene, and I don't know. It looks
Yeah.
good. Anyway,
Definitely seems like something's going on. That's for sure.
you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Something bigger. Yeah.
Bigger and better. The end of the
Cool.
road. Well, that trademark. Well, we'll talk about that after. Anyway, where can we find you, Mark, on the wonderful internet?
Yeah, of course, talkingrock.net. We have the Talking Metal podcast. A lot of great guests. Just interviewed your friend Damon Johnson yesterday. I'm going to try to get that up pretty much immediately, hopefully in the next couple days. And we have Dead Daisies. In theory, we're supposed to be interviewing them tomorrow. The Dead Daisies in New York City. However, there's a snowstorm that just started, so I'm not sure if that's going to be happening. But yeah, that's Talking Metal, the podcast. How about you, Mitch?
Well, good old Westwood One Rock Talk with Mitch Lafon, and I've got all kinds of weird and wacky guests. I have Shinedown coming up, John Waite coming up, John Bush, John Karabi, of course, from the Dead Daisies.
Nice.
So just a lot of stuff. So find me, just type in Rock Talk with Mitch Lafon, Westwood One, And of course, the show will pop up, and then you can just follow me on Twitter at Mitch Lafon. At Twitter would not find me, but at Mitch Lafon, Mitchlafon, and of course, I post my episodes and a whole bunch of other stuff that you can check out. So there you go. A lot of fun. Thank you, sir.
Very cool. Yep. We'll talk to you next time.
Cheers.